on the field.
And Curtis Martin coming into the weekend as the NFL's leading rusher, coming home. Raised here in Pittsburgh, just 7 miles away. Went to Taylor Alderdice High School. The weather could be a factor. This is playoff weather. It's cold, and there's a possibility of snow flurries. We've already seen a little dusting earlier today, but it's been swept away here in these blustery conditions. The Jets will receive the football to begin. So who is the man? Is it Pennington or is it Roethlisberger?
Oh, they're both. They're both what these teams count on. You look at this today, the Jets, they want this atmosphere. This is good for their football team. 9-3, get to the playoffs. You're going on the road. This is what it's going to be like it is here in Pittsburgh today.
Carter and Askew back for the Jets as Reed sends the pigskin down to the 3-yard line. Jonathan Carter will run it out for the Jets. He'll try the right side and tries a lateral. What is this all about? Was it knocked loose? It was knocked loose. For a moment there, it looked like maybe he was trying to attempt a little razzle-dazzle to begin, but second glance there, it looks like maybe the ball was knocked loose.
Yeah, a little slow in developing, and that football was knocked out of his hand. Jets very fortunate in this environment. Start the game. They want a good, clean start. They recover their own fumble.
Of course, the Jets don't commit many turnovers. They are very efficient. Oliver Celestine with the recovery. So what a disastrous start it could have been, as Chad Pennington talked openly in our meetings with him last night about surviving the first quarter. From the 23 to get it underway. They fake to Martin and dump it off to Soule for only 2 yards. Yes, Pennington talked about specifically the games here when the Steelers took out both the Patriots and the Eagles. They jumped on them early in both occasions and said, we have to survive that first quarter. Kevin Moreeeee talked about this being one of those games you're going to win in the trenches. And then you have Curtis Martin, over 1,300 yards on the season, leading the league coming into the week. 2nd down and 8. It's Martin's first carry, and he steps straight ahead to the 30 for a gain of 5, running behind, again, Gerald Soule. It'll be 3rd and 3 coming up. Here's the Pittsburgh much improved defense. What a performance by Chris Hope. Plugging up the middle, stepping in for Casey Hampton this year. The former Jet, James Ferrier, drafted by Bill Parcells and the Jets back in '97, having a banner year. And that's secondary for the Steelers. Polamalu in his second year, too, has come on big time for Pittsburgh. McCarron's and Moss, the receivers, everyone in tight on 3rd down and 3. From the pocket. Pass intended for McCarron's. Pressure by Aaron Smith on the quarterback.
That's a good word to say when you talk about the Steelers. It's about pressure. They put pressure on you mentally because it's hard to get ready, and the blitzing inside, it's really different. The Jets, they talked about it. We got to handle it. We haven't faced a blitzing defense like this all year long. At least they got the passes off to start the game.
Toby Goen, where the Jets to boot it away to Antoine Randall, one of the most dangerous return men in the league. And he's out at the 23. We've got an update. We go back to Greg in New York.
All right, Jim and Phil, it's final out of Reliance Stadium in Houston. Peyton Manning, 2 touchdown passes today. 1 to Marvin Harrison, that one to Reggie Wayne, 46 on the year. Indy clinches the AFC South with a 23-14 win over the Houston Texans, guys.
Thank you, Greg. They sweep the Texans on the season series, but not as dominating as it was a few weeks back in Indianapolis when they put up a big number on the Texans. Manning will perhaps next week break that mark.
Yeah, it's a good, tough win for him down there. You need to win those lower scoring games, especially if you want to go deep in the playoffs.
Deuce Staley gets the opening carry for the Steelers for 3 yards. Ben Roethlisberger, not only 10-0 here in Pittsburgh, he won his last 13 starts back at Miami University. 23 straight wins in all for Ben Roethlisberger. Faneca on that line, the star of a line that has this team 2nd in the league in rushing. And Staley, Randall L. today. for Plexico Burris out with a hamstring. Lee Mays is the third receiver in this formation on 2nd down and 7. Roethlisberger with a flag thrown. A couple of connects out at the 33-yard line. Lee Mays for 8 yards. Walt Anderson is our referee.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Marvell Smith.
Marvell Smith, left tackle, going against Thomas, making a start in front of John Abraham. And you know what happens? Left tackles, they're always worried about speed. So speed is outside. So right away, what a job by Thomas. Confuse him, goes inside. Now you got him thinking. You can go out or in. So good job by Byron Thomas.
2nd down and 17. It's Staley testing the right side, and again the Jets have it snuffed out with Brian Thomas. Talking about Brian Thomas for this Jets defense. He steps in today for John Abraham, who was out with a knee. The linebacking core includes Mark Brown starting for a 3rd straight week. Victor Hobson also inactive along with Abraham. And that secondary, Donnie Henderson, their coordinator, says they are now the strength of this team.
Yeah, how about that? Donnie Henderson, about 4 weeks ago, ripped the secondary in the paper, and he said to us last night, kind of got their attention a little, but they're knowing what to do, being studious during the week, and they're applying it to the field when they come to the games on Sunday.
Will be tested here, 3rd and 15. Roethlisberger almost picked off. David Barrett. We just showcased David Barrett. Boy, has he stepped up. Sign of the offseason. The Arizona Cardinals.
David Barrett, you know, that and Roethlisberger, I thought was a little too aggressive, taking a chance, especially early in the game. That's when you don't want to do it.
So each team nearly committing a turnover. The Jets getting the ball knocked loose on the opening kickoff, but a recovery, then a near pick at the other end for the Jets defense.
The Jets have done what they wanted so far. Listen to it. The crowd's down, the enthusiasm. That's what you want to avoid when you come to Heinz Field. These Steelers have been getting off the quick starts at home.
Gardocki to Santana Moss. Larry Foote giving chase, and he's bumped out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Each team has had it once. They both go 3 and out. We're underway at Heinz Field, the Jets and the Steelers.
أجمل اللحظات الرياضية خلال ديسمبر على أوربت. الكرة السعودية تزداد سخونة مع تغطيتنا الخاصة للدوري السعودي وكأس الأمير فيصل. براعات نجوم دوري السلة الأمريكي لا حدود لها. الدوري الهولندي يدعوكم للانغماس الكلي في عالم كرة القدم الشاملة. مواجهات دوري كرة القدم الأمريكية تزداد صلابة. أجواء الدوري الفرنسي حاشدة وتهز المشاعر. أوربت خلال ديسمبر عالم من الرياضة.
منزل للراحة والهدوء في فصل الصيف عكتف الوادي. عتلي مختارة مالكي في المنزل السيدة تيا صابر عشوائيا.
منزل أحلامي كان براسي، حبيت جسده مثل لوحة بهالمنطقة.
برنامج المنزل الخميس 4:30 بعد الظهر بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة اليوم.
إذا كان الإغراء لعبتك المفضلة فقد جئت إلى المكان المناسب، ولكن لا بد من تحذيرك. Walk away. إنها لعبة مضرة بحسابك البنكي، مضرة بزواجك، ومضرة بصحتك، ولكن قوة إغرائها لا تقاوم. لاس فيغاس كل جمعة في 10 مساء بتوقيت الرياض على أمريكا بلس.
The 9-3 Jets, the 11-1 Steelers. Jets' second possession begins at their 38. These two teams met in a snowstorm on this weekend a year ago, at Giant Stadium with the Jets shutting out Pittsburgh 6-0. Big day for Curtis Martin in the weather. Pennington's toss caught by Moss with a flag down. Working on Willie Williams. And the Jets are backing up. Wipe out the 7-yard completion to Moss.
Tripping. Number 68, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, the Pro Bowler Kevin Moreeeee flagged for that one.
Kevin Moreeeee, you talked about it. He's the center going against Hoke. Chris Hoke looks like he's going to make a spin move. Oh, and you could see Kevin Moreee's right foot at the last second come out and trip Chris Hoke.
So it's 1st and 20 for the Jets. And it's Martin. Martin with a good run. Clark Hagan's ends it. Martin rushed it 30 times in that win last year for 174 yards in the victory over the Steelers. What about when the Jets have the ball today?
Well, the Jets, can the wide receivers cut the mustard? Not trying to be funny, but it's hard to run the ball against Pittsburgh's defense, so the wide receivers have to have a good game outside. The Pittsburgh defense, you know they're going to stop the running game. They talked about the Jets. Let's make sure we don't give up those little short, easy passes that they know the Jets offense wants to throw today.
That whole mustard talk doesn't go over real big here at Heinz Field, my man.
Yes, that's pretty clever by me, wasn't it? I'm a writer too.
2nd down and 14, and Martin is dropped quickly by Aaron Smith. We want to congratulate Bonnie Bernstein for her recognition this week. She's one of 10 women worldwide honored by the organization Jewish Women International, and congratulations, Bonnie.
Oh, Jim, thank you very much. Well, I was in Washington, and Chad Pennington was holding his own against the Texans, but he really used the experience of being out the first 6 games of last year with that wrist injury as a monitor of how to come back off the rotator cuff this time. He said, you know, I expected to come back and throw 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, but I didn't realize how much my anticipation was off. This time around, I'm being patient, and my main objective is just to get us to a win at the end of the day.
3rd and 14, and they say the Jets got it off before the down clock expired. Now a flag is thrown. Joey Porter bringing down Pennington. James Ferrier also in on the tackle.
Before the ball was snapped, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, it's still 3rd down.
So they did see it. They were late to throw the flag, but the Jets will get to replay the down.
Well, what it is, you know, Jim, it goes to 0, but still the officials are looking at the play clock. If they see it at 0, then they look down. If the ball is not snapped, that's when they throw the flag. So it's always going to look like the flag might be just a little bit late. So Chad Pennington, crowd noise, and a defense that literally moves more than any in the National Football League, makes it difficult on the quarterback.
So 3rd and 19, and they set up the screen with Curtis Martin. Room on the left side. Martin still on his feet out to the 43, but they'll have to punt for the 2nd possession.
Excellent call by the Jets. You've got to show tremendous patience when you play here. When it's 2nd and long, they're going to run draw plays and throw screens. And when it's 3rd and that long, there's only one thing to do: get some yards and punt the football back.
So the screenplay gains 14. 4th down and 5 for the Jets, and going punting for the 2nd time. Steelers trying to set up a return. Randall L. from the 11, looking for the edge. Now we'll go back to the other side. Randall L. in trouble, and he is swarmed under at the 5-yard line. Excellent coverage by McGraw and others for the Jets. 46-yard boot, 5-yard loss on the.
عطاءات فنية، التنافس الشريف والروح المثالية. ترقبوا كل هذا من خلال منافسات كأس الأمير فيصل بن فهد. تبث حاليا مباشرة على الرياضية.
نحمي ونخدم. الموسم الثاني من The Shield على أمريكا بلس.
هذه المرأة لن تكون زوجتك. انسى الأمر.
أتدفع نصف مليون إن قبلت بي؟
اتفقنا.
لن أتزوج برجل من أجل ماله، لا.
أريد أن أعرف كل شيء عن كاميلا مونتس دي ألبا.
أنا أفكر في البحث عن شركة ترعانا.
أنا مستعد للمساهمة في المؤسسة.
كل شيء سوف يتبدل.
الشرارة الأولى.
مرحبا، أريد أن أعرف من ذلك الرجل.
لم أعتقد يوما بأني سأشعر بهذه اللحظة.
لنرى من سيضحك في النهاية.
مال بلا مجد من السبت إلى الخميس 3:30 بعد ظهر بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة اليوم.
عندما يقع الملك لير فريسة النفاق،
إن الألفاظ لا تفي بالتعبير عن حبي لك،
ويكافئ بالظلم من ينطق بالحق.
ستخرجين صفر اليدين.
من أجل بريق السلطة يخونه أقرب الناس إليه.
عبود الأخرق، من منكم يقول لي من أنا؟ هل أنا لير؟
يحيى الفخراني يتربع على عرش المسرح العربي ويتألق مع مجموعة من النجوم في رائعة ويليام شكسبير. الملك لير يعرض حاليا حصريا على تي في ماكس.
Friday is the final day to vote for the AFC and NFC All-Stars. You can log on to NFL.com and vote for the Pro Bowl players. It's only at NFL.com or NFL on AOL. Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Second possession starts at the 6. Staley bounces out for about 2 yards. A 1-yard gain. Vilma ends it quickly. What about the Steelers when they have the ball today?
Well, let's look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got to get better opportunities, especially for their wide receivers. The passing game has been a little bit stale. They want to move it around to get them down the field and make some plays. The Jets defense, Donnie Henderson said it right. Hey, men, buckle it up tight. Get one of those double chin straps because we know what they're going to do. They are going to run the football right at us. So be ready for some good collisions. Just had one with Dwayne Robinson.
Second down, 9. It's Staley running into Eric Barton. Staley is not 100%. Still has a hamstring injury in his left leg. He told us he felt he was about 90%, and it's hard out there. He says pushing off.
Well, yeah, he said when he pushes off, he starts, he feels okay. But then after a couple steps, he goes, uh-oh, that hamstring's a little tight. And Jim, when you pull a hamstring during the season, you're a running back or a wide receiver, you got to learn to deal with the pain. It's not going to go away until about 2 months when the season's over. So the good thing for the Steelers, they have Jerome Bettis to help him out with some of the carries.
They have their third down back in on this play. Willie Parker, the undrafted rookie out of North Carolina. 3rd and 5, and it bounces off the hands of Hines Ward, and Terrell Buckley was in on the coverage and a late flag.
Buckley looked like he had tremendous position.
Pass interference. Number 27, defense. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Buckley's wondering. He plays the slant out. Terrell Buckley will guess at routes more than anybody, and I was right. It's not usually I'm a little iffy there, but he was standing there. He's allowed to have his spot. The receiver ran into him. He actually threw his arms back and said, look, I'm not touching the guy. So tough call against Buckley.
Penalty makes his first down for the Steelers from the 19. First time we've moved the chains in this game. Pump fake. Roethlisberger now looks over to Staley, who can't hold on to it. Eric Martin, for good measure, just throws him to the turf. Brian Thomas applied some pressure on the quarterback.
We talk about Bill Cowher. Jim, I think you asked him, you guys have won 10 in a row, and he says, hey, look, this is not time for reflection. We're right in the middle of something, what they're trying to accomplish. Keep pace with the New England Patriots, who won earlier today, and try to secure home field advantage. And this Steeler team, they have been playing some very tough physical games. So Bill Cowher had his work cut out for him this week with his football team.
It's 2nd and 10, and Staley into Ellis, Vilma, Barton, and a whole collection of Jets. That's right. He did say, though, you're in the middle of something special, Sid Cowher.
Right.
Don't reflect. That's what he told his team.
And, you know, talking to the Jets last night, didn't you think that was we were talking to Donnie Henderson, what are you going to do against this team? And he goes, hey, look at that head coach over there, Bill Cowher. And I go, yeah, he's tough. What do you expect their team to do?
Just like their coach.
They're like their coach. They're going to be tough, and they're willing to fight and do what they got to do. So my guys have got to be ready for it, and they really explained it well. That's what Bill Cowher is, and his team reflects what he stands for.
It's 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger steps up and backs up into a sack by Sean Ellis.
You keep talking about this Jets team. Everybody wants to talk about the quarterback, the running back, but what makes them go up front? They can get after the quarterback, and they're stopping the run this year too, but Roethlisberger is going to find it much harder to move around the pocket with the speed and look down the field. Nobody open. Excellent job of the Jets secondary.
That was Randall L. trying to go deep. And of course, don't have Burris today. They lose a lot in that vertical game without Plexico.
Changes the way teams play against him.
They hope to have him back next week. They don't want him back, they say, until he's 100%. Justin McCarron's with the fair catch near midfield. 35-yard boot by Gardaki. Good starting field position for the Jets.
You can do that.
Magazine with style.
I'd like to offer her a free makeover. And then when her eyes are closed, just cover her in glue and beads.
With tips on romance.
You're not a bad kisser.
It's amazing what you can learn from putting a wig on a cantaloupe.
Hobbies.
Room 2010.
I have a pottery class tonight, and it's really tough to get time in the kiln.
And menswear.
Talking socks.
Just Shoot Me, Saturday to Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Red Time on Super Comedy.
نامي أمانيم أخطيف أخشاب أخ محار يفخولي مؤمنيم إزيجلي في حيدان مقدام قديلي فاتير على الرعيون هاتنا قدود.
تابعوا أحداث المسلسل العربي الضخم عائد إلى حيفا عن قصة للكاتب الفلسطيني الكبير الشهيد غسان كنفاني. عائد إلى حيفا كل يوم في 6:30 مساء بتوقيت جرينتش على قناة المسلسلات.
Want this guy? I do.
Certain forces don't want me empowering the younger generation.
There's nothing bad going on here, okay?
Kim Basinger.
I've never fired a gun before, but I'll bet at this range I'm dead on.
In Bless the Child, coming soon, new and exclusive on Super Movies.
كروي. عطاءات فنية، التنافس الشريف والروح المثالية. ترقبوا كل هذا من خلال منافسات كأس الأمير فيصل بن فهد. تبث حاليا مباشرة على الرياضية.
Monday, Dave's all new with the one and only Jim Carrey. And Tuesday, Dave's got the new host of the Late Late Show, Craig Ferguson. It's Dave all new all week. Jets from the 47, their third possession. Doing what they set out to do, surviving the first quarter here at Heinz Field. Play action. Pennington looks left sideline, and he's picked. I spoke too soon. It's Polamalu. Polamalu on his feet near the midfield stripe. Polamalu looking for the left side. Finally falls at the 38 as Pennington is picked off. Looking for Santana Moss.
Polamalu is one of the big reasons why the Steeler defense has turned around itself from last year. His speed, his athletic ability, and watch him come from underneath. His speed just gets out there at the last second. Chad Pennington probably goes, are you kidding me? How did he get out there and get this football? Good anticipation by Pennington, but again, Polamalu has been outstanding this year for the Steelers defense.
Now will Cowher say, let's go back to Staley. Nope, they'll play action fake. And Ben throws it right side to Kreider, the fullback. for a gain of 8.
Jim, you were just talking about it. They survived the first quarter. The crowd, now listen to the crowd. The offense has energy, and again, just that last play by Polamalu, that's one of the reasons why you're 11-1. You've got guys that make a difference, playmakers. They can win games, and Polamalu last week burned a few times by Jacksonville. Off to a good start today.
And a timeout called by the Jets.
Just like the setting sun on a Brazilian beach, all lovely moments soon come to an end. So enjoy the flavor of samba football with the last round of the Brazilian Championship, live Sunday at the following time on Al Dia Dia.
This December, the ice melts on Super Movies.
Don't touch it.
Mel Gibson.
What is he, an idiot?
Questions normality in the $1 Million Hotel.
I work for the government.
Matt Damon and Will Smith play.
I'm not playing.
In The Legend of Bagger Vance. Staying sane in an insane world, Renee Zellweger is Nurse Betty.
Oh, you're sick.
I have no short-term memory.
Guy Pearce remembers things best forgotten in Memento.
Don't speak till you're spoken to.
Cold Hearts and Jealousy. Scarlett Johansson is the girl with the pearl earring.
Why don't you paint me?
All these and more from Wednesday to Sunday at 9 p.m. Riyadh time throughout December.
This is good.
Super Movies, your ticket to the latest movies.
We are back in Pittsburgh, and the rookie Jonathan Vilma. The Jets, no first quarter points allowed in the last 4 games. Even better, they haven't allowed a second half point in their last 3 games. But the Steelers are threatening off the Polamalu pick from the 30 on 2nd and 2. Staley easily has the first and drives ahead down to the 21. Running behind a pair of tight ends, Tuman and the recently signed Walter Rasby.
This Pittsburgh offensive line, they can do it with athletic ability. They can move around, but every once in a while they just line up and hit you in the mouth, and they move the pile, and then you have a big tough runner behind it, which the Steelers have in Staley and in Jerome Bettis, and the Jets talked about it. It's like emotion. Once they start running on you, it's hard to stop, so you cannot let them get that running game going.
First down from the 21. Staley steps ahead for 3 yards. The Steelers run the football more often than any team in the league. And that combination of Bettis, who filled in for an injured Staley, 4 games and had 4 100-yard rushing performances. This is some combo here.
It is a great combo, and I'll tell you what, anytime you see a defense is doing well, it's usually aligned with an offense that runs the football. Both of these teams in today's game have outstanding statistics on the defensive side because the offense runs it, takes its time, and keeps you in good position in the game score.
2nd and 7. And Staley driven back after 2. Mark Brown and others. Eric Barton, a very active first quarter with 3 minutes to go. We've already had today the Patriots clinching a playoff spot with its 35-28 win over the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Colts winning their division, closing out the AFC South with a victory down in Houston. Steelers with a win here today would win their division. 3rd down and 5 with 4 receivers. Roethlisberger zips it right at the goal line and out of reach for Lee Mays.
Excellent coverage down the field. Pittsburgh moving the wide receivers, trying to get the Jets a little bit confused. It is not working. They are in tune what they're trying to do mentally, and there have not been wide open receivers down the field so far for the Steelers for Roethlisberger to throw to.
Eric Coleman was back defending. It was Mays the intended target. That's a great example of a pass that would have been, in all likelihood, right at Plexico Burress.
Absolutely.
34-yard try coming up.
Good stand by the Jets defense.
Jeff Reed had kicked the game winner down in Jacksonville. And he is good with this one. The interception by Polamalu set up the game's first points. 3-0 Pittsburgh first quarter.
This December on America Plus, The Sopranos start the month with a tension-filled season finale.
So? Anything else?
A second dramatic season hits the strike team in The Shield.
What am I supposed to do now?
Stingers go deeper undercover in its 5th season.
Are you ready for that?
As well as new, thrilling episodes of all your favorite series.
Look, I'm just trying to help you.
Mind your own business. Please help us. We need to find him.
I need that money.
Yeah, well, we all do.
I said open the door now.
Get close to the drama this December on America Plus.
You're my ride, sweeties.
When passion becomes total, football acquires a different flavor. The Dutch League, now airing on Al Riyadiyah.
Charm, elegance, style, and sex appeal are qualities that can be found in married women too. Judge for yourself the most alluring spouses of America in the beauty pageant that will make your head spin. Mrs. America 2004, Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Riyadh time on the Hollywood Channel. نحمي ونخدم.
Stay put.
الموسم الثاني من The Shield على America Plus.
Well, we've mentioned him a number of times. There he is, Plexico Burress, sitting out again with a hamstring injury. And Bill Cowher saying we're just going to shut him down until he's 100%, thinking long-term with this team.
Well, like I said, you can do that when you're 11-1 too, but when you talk the opposing teams, that's when you realize, of course, you know he's a good player, but it changes a defensive philosophy completely because you have to double cover Plexico Burress when you play against the Steelers.
Driving kick. Lined all the way a yard deep to Jonathan Carter. He's got all kinds of room, but there's a flag thrown. All the way out to the 45-yard line.
It must have been bad because everybody threw their flag, and it was in the middle of the field, not even where Jonathan Carter was going to run. It looked like a middle return. He saw the opening outside and took it outside.
During the return, holding, number 79, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Adrian Jones takes out the 46-yard run back with the hold.
79 in the middle. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. He thought he was down in Texas at some rodeo. That was pretty good.
He took out Sean Moreeeee.
Sean Moreeeee, excellent special teams player for the Steelers.
3 possessions, 3 and out, and on the first play of the 3rd series, a pick.
Well, the Jets talked about it. They know this defense, the run. They're #1 in the league. It's a real statistic. They got to throw it some on first down. That's your best chance against the Steelers defense.
Curtis Martin running behind Moreeeee and out to the 14 for just 2 yards. Aaron Smith.
Curtis Martin, it's so hard to get a good hit on him because his style of running, a lot like Marcus Allen, but, oh, man, didn't expect Brandon Moore, the offensive lineman, to still be in the way. It is true, though, when you watch the Jets, Curtis Martin, he's durable. One of the reasons he just can move and slither where you just don't drive him into the ground and abuse his body.
Slither is the word. Here he is on 2nd and 8. No chance to do that this time as he is grabbed by the ankles. Joey Porter.
Yeah.
Pull up those socks.
That's a league infraction right there, Joey, showing those legs, but we'll get into that later. But the New York Jets, 2nd and long, they are not going to take a chance, especially against a team right here today. They're going to be conservative. That means a draw. They are the best draw running football team in the league, and the Steelers know it. They were ready for it that time.
Still looking for their first down. It's 3rd and 8 with a minute to go in the opening quarter. Pennington's pass complete to Moss, who spins away and gets out to the 35 for that initial first down.
Oh, man, and get away from your own end zone, quiet the crowd. Jacksonville last week threw a lot of these routes against the Steelers. That's where they're vulnerable, across the middle. Nice route by Santana Moss. His speed really allows him to get open, and Chad Pennington against a tough rush. Gerald Soule, what a job in the backfield, gets the blitzing linebacker.
They bring in the backup receivers, Cribette and Carter, on first down at the 35. Curtis Martin trying to bounce outside, and he is driven down after a gain of a yard. That'll close out the first quarter. Did they survive it? That's
yes,
what they
did.
talked about. Certainly did.
Well, you talked about the scores of the last couple games here against the good teams, where they've been.
21-3 after 1 against New England. 14-0 over the Eagles. It's 3-0 here. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
ما بتعملش حساب للوقت وانا خايفه من النهايه.
وفكرك انا اقدر اعمل حاجه؟
انا جيت هنا عشان احذرك احسن من الفلوس. بقول دلوقتي
يا هانم ما تحاوليش تستنى. شوكة تحاول وما قدرش، وفهد بتاعك برضه حاول وما قدرش، لكن بالذوق كل شيء ممكن.
امرأة من نار في عرض أول قريبا على قناة سينما واحد.
We welcome you back to Heinz Field for the start of the second quarter, with the Steelers in front on a Jeff Reed field goal, 3-0. Jets 2nd down and 9 from the 36-yard line. And it's Martin into a whole pile of Pittsburgh defenders. Give him 2 yards. Chris Hoke and Aaron Smith. How about this kid, Chris Hoke, playing the nose tackle position after Casey Hampton was injured in the Dallas game in mid-October. Hoke had been on the roster for 3 previous years, but never was really in on an official snap. Had not even a single official tackle in the record book before he became a starter.
I'll never forget what Bill Cowher said. I said, well, Casey Hampton's down. You know, what's he going to do to your defense? And he goes, oh, we'll be all right. So he had faith. Chris Hoke has come in. He's a real tough physical guy against the run, and he's just been outstanding.
3rd and 7, and the Jets this time unable to convert. Carter wanted a flag, and there isn't one. Chris Hope
Yeah, Chris Hope that time, the safety.
Yeah, Hope and Chris Hope.
I know, get him straight, but he's on the outside. This time, a safety against a wide receiver. You like the matchup. Pennington throws it a little too soft and throws it behind the wide receiver. He did have Carter open if he lays it inside.
Toby Gowen's last boot was settled inside the 10-yard line. Randall spun down right away. Excellent coverage by Eric Barton, starting linebacker, making a play on the special teams.
Great sports moments this December on Orbit. The emotions of Saudi soccer double up with our special coverage of the Saudi League, plus the Prince Faisal Cup. The sky is the limit for the boundless talent of the NBA stars. The Dutch League invites you to a full immersion of total football. The tough business of the NFL just keeps getting tougher. It's a packed house for the electrifying show of the French League. Orbit in December, bringing you a world of sports.
نامي أمانيم الطيف عخشاب أخ محار يفخولي مؤمنيم إز يجلي حدام مقدام قديلي فاتير على الرعيون هاتنا قدود.
تابعوا أحداث المسلسل العربي الضخم عائد إلى حيفا عن قصة الكاتب الفلسطيني الكبير الشهيد غسان كنفاني. عائد إلى حيفا كل يوم في 6:30 مساء بتوقيت جرينتش على قناة المسلسلات.
Tuesday.
We'd like to make an announcement.
Is Elena ready to take the big step?
And no matter what they throw at us, we can handle it, right?
Will the two families ever be able to agree?
Imagine how much in advance we have to reserve if we want a good hall.
Because Carmi's hall was not a good hall?
Not to those of us who are used to more sophisticated venues.
Don't miss the season finale of Ciao Bella, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Riyadh time on Super Comedy.
Next Saturday, the road to the Final Four continues. Most of you will see Oklahoma and Duke. They meet at Madison Square Garden. Some will see Michigan and UCLA. That's next Saturday at 5 o'clock. Oklahoma and Duke. Coach K tonight, by the way, going for his 700th win of his career in a game against Toledo. So we'll see Duke, and the Sooners should be a good one. Right after the Steelers and Giants special Saturday edition of the NFL next week. Roethlisberger, first down pass, back to the fullback. Kreider for the second time. Those two have hooked up. And Mark Brown defending after 5 yards, brings him down.
You know, I think Ben Roethlisberger, he's in the spot in the season where he's just got to really be tough mentally and physically. Jim, we talked to him. He's beat up, his thigh. He got a little thigh bruise down in Jacksonville. He hurt his knee weeks ago against the Dallas Cowboys. He got a lot of black and blue marks. He goes, hey, yeah, if I hit the wall, he says, sure, I'd love to stay in bed and get a lot of extra sleep, but you can't do that until the season's over. So, and it's been that stretch, the press. So there's a lot of things I think he's going through right now as a young quarterback.
2nd and 5, and Robertson got him by the ankles first. Only 1 yard gain. He missed practice because of all those injuries on Wednesday. And I mean, you talk about this kid and his star in this city. It was the lead story in all the evening newscast here that Roethlisberger missed practice.
And you know, I said that to Bill Cowher. I said, you know, that's probably good. Because when you don't practice, you get to just sit back and relax a little. So physically, you get the rest, but mentally, maybe more important, you just go, okay, I don't have to worry about making checks, throwing to the right guy during practice, and it was probably really a good situation for him on Wednesday.
3rd down and 4. And Roethlisberger looks left side and almost grabbed by Mays. Dave Barrett brought it up. So did Eric Coleman come in on this play on Ben Roethlisberger.
Again, this would have been to Plexico Burris, but watch Barrett what he does. We're seeing a lot. Receivers, when the receiver looks for the ball, I should say the defenders, when he turns and looks, you turn and look where the hand is, right between his. That way he has no chance to catch it. Excellent job.
And that's what his coordinator, Donnie Henderson, was talking about. His strength, his secondary. They understand concepts, and they're competing with receivers.
They don't want to get ripped in the papers anymore either. That helps.
Gardaki The boot away to Moss. Moss steps out 36-yard line. Jets have yet to reach Steeler territory. Roethlisberger not hot today, but his team leads 3-0.
فيصل في بث مباشر على الرياضية الثلاثاء وضمن لقاءات المجموعة الأولى يلتقي الشباب الباحث عن الفوز بنظيره الاتفاق المتطلع لتأكيد تفوقه على منافسه مرة ثانية. ثم الأربعاء يستضيف الهلال الوحدة ضمن مباريات المجموعة الرابعة. فهل يثأر الهلاليون من هزيمتهم ذهابا أم يكرر الوحداويون انتصارهم إيابا؟ تابعوا كأس الأمير فيصل على الرياضية.
I think he's a very dangerous man.
Well, the grand jury has indicted Mr. Gale on murder in the second degree.
Destiny predetermined.
Tell me about the photograph.
We found his card on her body.
Fate gone awry.
Lisa is dead. I could have stopped it.
You see, I think you came here for something else. Can you substantiate your whereabouts for the last 12 hours, Mr. Gale?
He was here with me.
It was an accident. I swear to God, it was an accident.
What are you doing here?
You don't want to know.
Last Cry, now showing on TV Max.
قابلوا أبطال الأناقة أمثال أنجلو وراني، كاميلو بونا، وما رأيكم في رافائيلا كوريال أو باكو رابان؟ واصلوا رحلة الجمال مع نجومها بأناقة الجمعة في الأوقات التالية على قناة اليوم.
Coming up, we've got the Nextel halftime report with Greg and Dan, and Shannon and Boomer. All the scores and highlights coming up on the Nextel halftime report. So the Jets this time started at the 36. Trying to get this offense on track, and it starts with a pass play to McCarron.